The galaxy was silent when the strange signal appeared. Traders, smugglers, and patrol fleets all caught the same reading. Something old was drifting through the empty stars. At first, they thought it was space debris, maybe the broken shell of a forgotten station. But then the scanner showed its size bigger than any ordinary ship, older than any record they had. A merchant captain leaned forward in his chair, his voice tense. "Show me the image," he ordered. The screen flickered and the crew gasped. Out of the dark came the shape of a colossal warship, scarred and cracked, its metal blackened by time. Its engines were dead, its hull carried holes as if entire. Moons had struck it. Yet it still moved slowly, carried by invisible currents of space. That ship. The navigator whispered, her hands shaking. "It's human." The words spread like fire across the galaxy. Human, the lost species. The ones who vanished 20,000 years ago without a trace. No one had seen a human in millennia. To most, they were nothing but myth, a frightening story told to children. Yet here was proof, a human warship drifting like a ghost through the stars. Alien fleets began to arrive one by one, surrounding the silent ship. Some came with fear, some with greed, and some with awe. The vessel was massive, its name half broken across the side, Eternal Dawn. Inside the control chamber of a Shirak battleship, the alien commander spoke to his officers. His skin glowed faintly under the lights, his voice sharp. "Humans are extinct. This is impossible. A trick, perhaps. But if this is real, then the galaxy is in danger." Another officer shook his head. "Commander, the ship is old. Look at it. Nothing lives there. It is only wreckage." But the commander did not answer. He stared at the ancient warship, his memories filled with warnings passed down by his ancestors. The humans were not like other species. They were fire. They were war. And even dead, their shadow could still frighten the galaxy. Closer now, scout ships approached the hull. They shone lights on the dark surface, tracing the scars, the broken weapons, the shattered symbols. The ship seemed empty, but the silence was heavy, like it was holding its breath. One scout pilot spoke nervously over comms. "I see, writing here. Old, burned symbols. Still human design. The metal is alive, still active, I think. I think the ship is not fully dead." Another voice cut in, trembling. "Wait, my scanner, there are life signs, faint, frozen." Inside the central deck, the fleets erupted with confusion. How could there be life after 20,000 years? Yet the readings were true. The ship carried frozen bodies, sealed in pods, humans locked in a timeless sleep. Some aliens shouted for destruction. "Kill it now. Burn it before it wakes." Others demanded caution. "No, this is knowledge. This is power. Imagine what human weapons can give us." But even as they argued, the ship itself seemed to awaken. On the dark bridge of Eternal Dawn, a single light blinked for the first time in ages. Screens came alive, old codes running like veins of fire. Dust floated in the air as a voice broken and deep spoke from hidden speakers. "Warning, systems restored. Mission incomplete." The aliens froze. The ship had spoken. Inside one of the chambers, a cryopod hissed. Ice cracked. A shadow moved. Then a hand pressed weakly against the glass from inside. On a nearby alien vessel, the captain's eyes widened in horror. "It's waking up. God's help us, it's waking up." The first human slowly opened his eyes. His breath fogged against the glass as the pod released him. His body was thin but strong, scars old yet visible on his arms. His face showed confusion, but also memory. He staggered forward, his voice raw. "Where are we? Did we win?" His words echoed through the ship, recorded by alien sensors. For the galaxy outside, it was like hearing the dead speak. The commander of the Shirak fleet whispered, "He thinks the war is still going. He does not even know how long it has been." More pods hissed open. 2, 3, 4 humans awoke. They looked around, their eyes sharp, their movements trained. Even weak from sleep, they carried themselves like soldiers ready for battle. One human turned to the others. "Status report. We must continue the mission." "But Captain," another answered, his voice uncertain, "our readings. This galaxy. It feels wrong, different." They did not yet know the truth, that 20,000 years had passed, that everything they once fought for was gone. The aliens, terrified, began to prepare weapons, yet none dared to fire. The memory of human rage, human war, was too great. Even in their broken state, the humans looked dangerous. Suddenly, the ancient ship's engines roared. The galaxy shook as the vessel, dead for ages, came alive. Weapons powered up, glowing like suns. The fleets outside panicked, scattering like prey before a predator. "Retreat," one admiral screamed. "It's not a ghost ship, it's a warning." The humans on the bridge watched in confusion as alien ship fled. One of them frowned. "They fear us. They think we are still strong." The leader, still breathing heavily from his long sleep, gave a grim smile. "Then let them fear. Humanity may have slept, but humanity never dies." And as the ship's weapons hummed with ancient power, the stars themselves seemed to whisper a chilling truth. The lost species had returned. The galaxy could not stay silent after the appearance of the eternal dawn. News of the ghost ship spread from one system to another faster than light. Markets closed. Councils gathered. Soldiers whispered to one another, afraid to even say the word. Human dot in the great chamber of the Krail Dominion. Leaders argued over the discovery. Their scales shimmered under the glowing lamps as voices clashed in fear. "It cannot be real." One shouted, his tongue flicking angrily. "Humans are dust, long forgotten. This ship is only a relic." A colder voice answered from the shadows. "Relic or not, it moves. It breathes. I saw the recordings myself. Humans are alive inside it. You know the stories. You know what they can do." Silence followed. For even the bravest among them remembered the Thales Wars, so brutal that entire empires had burned when humans last walked the stars. Far away, another empire, the Vorn Collective, studied the transmissions. Their council of machine voices spoke in unison. "The ghost ship is valuable. Its technology is advanced. If humans once ruled war, then their weapons must be taken. Capture them. Break them open. The galaxy must own their secrets." But not all thought alike. The Zorith tribes, fierce hunters of the void, trembled at the images. Their leader slammed his spear against the ground. "No, do not touch that ship. Do not wake what should sleep. If even one human still breathes, then danger has already returned. Kill them. Kill them all before they remember who they were." Fear, greed, and doubt spread across every star. Meanwhile, the eternal dawn drifted slowly, its engines half awake, its weapons glowing faintly like burning eyes. Inside, the awakened humans moved through the empty corridors, their boots echoing against metal floors. One of them, younger than the rest, looked at the frozen pods still sealed around them. "Thousands are here, all sleeping. Why did only we wake?" The leader pressed his hand against one pod, his face hard. "Perhaps the ship chose. Or perhaps the war is not over, and we are only the first wave." Outside, alien fleets circled, watching closely. Scout ships dared to move near the hull again, shining their lights into broken windows. Through the glass, they caught glimpses of the moving figures, humans walking, humans breathing. On one alien cruiser, a nervous officer spoke quickly. "They are alive. We must report this. We must." The commander silenced him with a gesture. His mandibles clicked together as he whispered, "Do not scream so loudly. If they hear you, if they know how much we fear them, they will use it." Another officer trembled. "But Commander, are we not stronger now?" It has been 20,000 years. We have built weapons they never saw. The commander leaned closer, his eyes dark. Weapons, perhaps. But what good are weapons if your hand shakes when you hold them? The officer had no answer. More transmissions from the ship began to leak into the galaxy. Strange codes pulsed. Out signals of human design. No one could understand them fully, but fragments of a message were clear. Humanity will rise again. Across the stars, panic grew. Some civilizations began to evacuate border colonies, fearing that war would return. Others sent secret fleets, hoping to seize the ghost ship before their rivals could. Inside the Eternal Dawn, the humans discovered the ship's memory banks. Ancient data glowed across cracked screens. One soldier stared at the records with wide eyes. These files, they say we lost the war, that Earth. Earth is gone. A heavy silence filled the chamber. Their home, their world, it no longer existed. Another soldier's fists clenched. If everything is gone, then why are we still here? The leader's voice was quiet but sharp. To remind them. To remind the galaxy that humanity does not vanish, we fight. Even in death we return. Outside, a daring group of alien raiders tried to board the ship. Their claws cut through the outer hull as they forced their way inside. For a moment, it seemed they would succeed. But then the corridors came alive with automated defenses, ancient human turrets, still functional, firing with deadly precision. The raiders screamed over comms as they were cut down one by one. The fleets outside watched in terror as their boarding party was wiped out in seconds. One alien admiral shouted into the channel, his voice breaking. "Do you see now? 20,000 years asleep, and still their machines kill us like insects. We must destroy the ship now." But others refused. "No, Admiral. If you destroy it, the secrets vanish forever. Imagine if we controlled human technology. No empire could resist us." So the fleets argued, even as more lights inside the ship flickered on, and more cryopods began to hum softly, ready to open. The humans gathered in the command deck, where the leader stood before the old captain's chair. His hand rested on its arm as he looked at the screen showing alien fleets outside. "They watch us like vultures," one soldier said bitterly. "Let them," the leader replied. "They do not understand. They see a relic, a weapon, a prize. They do not see the truth." "And what truth is that?" another asked quietly. The leader's eyes were cold, his voice heavy with conviction. "The truth is simple. Humanity is not their enemy. Humanity is their nightmare. They thought time erased us. They thought death silenced us. But here we stand. After 20,000 years, if we survive this long, then nothing can kill us." The alien fleets outside kept arguing, their voices desperate, divided between fear and greed. None realized that the humans, watching them all, were already making their decision. In the silence of space, the Eternal Dawn turned slightly, its ancient weapons glowing brighter, targeting systems locking onto the nearest fleet. A warning signal flashed across every ship in the region, written in human code but clear to all. "We are awake." The ship groaned like an ancient beast waking from a long sleep. Metal echoed as more cryopods hissed open, releasing bursts of icy mist into the dark corridors. Shapes moved inside the fog, men and women, soldiers of a forgotten war, slowly returning to life. The leader stood in the command deck, watching the awakening with sharp eyes. His voice was steady, though his body still trembled from the long freeze. "Good. The ship remembers. It wakes us because the galaxy is not safe." One soldier stumbled from his pod, coughing, his voice cracked. "Captain, how long has it been?" The leader glanced at the flickering screens, then looked back with a grim expression. "Too long, but that does not matter. What matters is this: we are alive. And they," he pointed at the glowing shapes of alien ships outside the viewport, "are watching us." The newly awakened humans gathered, their eyes adjusting to the dim light. Confusion filled their faces, but discipline quickly replaced it. They were soldiers, trained to fight even in the face of death itself. On the other side of the hull, alien fleets hovered, their formations shifting nervously. Messages crossed between ships, filled with panic. "They are multiplying," one alien admiral hissed. "Every moment, more humans wake." "We cannot allow this," another answered coldly. "And what will you do? Attack? Did you not see what their automated guns did to our raiders? If a machine from 20,000 years ago can slaughter us, what will these humans do when fully armed?" Back inside, a younger soldier stared at the command screens. His hand shook as he read the old data. "Captain, look at this. Records say the war ended long ago. Earth was destroyed. The humans froze. For a moment, the silence inside the bridge was heavier than the vacuum outside. Destroyed? One whispered, his voice breaking. "Our home? Gone?" The leader closed his eyes. He had expected it. Time itself was an enemy no one could beat. He opened them again, steel burning in his gaze. "Then we are the last flame of humanity. And a flame can burn an entire forest." Some soldiers bowed their heads in sorrow. Others clenched their fists in rage. But none spoke of surrender. Suddenly, the ship's systems lit up, warning alarms echoing. External sensors showed a group of alien ships. Breaking formation, moving closer with weapons armed. "They're coming," a soldier muttered. The leader stood tall. "Then let them. We do not run." Outside, the alien fleet commander barked orders. "Target the engines. Disable it before more humans wake. This ship must never leave this system." But before they could fire, the Eternal Dawn reacted on its own. Ancient cannons shifted, targeting the attackers with silent precision. Beams of pure energy burst from the hull, slicing across space. 2 alien ships exploded instantly, torn apart like paper. Gasps filled the human bridge. A soldier stared at the glowing weapons. "It still fights. After all this time." The leader nodded slowly. "The ship remembers its duty, and so do we." The alien fleets pulled back in shock, but they did not retreat completely. Across the galaxy, millions watched the broadcast of the battle. Fear grew in every corner, but curiosity burned just as bright. On a council world far away, leaders argued once again. "Do you see?" one shouted, his wings shaking. "They are waking. They are strong even in ruin. If we allow this, they will spread again. Kill them now." Another leader raised her hand. "Or control them. Imagine what human soldiers could do if we enslaved them. Armies that never surrender. Machines of war inside living flesh. We cannot waste such power." Back on the Eternal Dawn, the humans searched deeper into the ship. They found vast chambers filled with more frozen soldiers, thousands waiting for their time. One young man whispered, awed and frightened, "Captain, if we wake them all, we will have an army." The leader placed a hand on the cold glass of one pod. Inside lay a woman in armor, her face peaceful, her sword resting by her side. He whispered softly, almost to himself, "Not yet. The galaxy is not ready for all of us. Too many would bring only war, but a few are enough to remind them who we are." A soldier frowned. "And who are we now, Captain? Survivors of nothing? Soldiers without a world?" The leader turned, his eyes fierce. "No, we are the voice of the dead. We are the hand of memory. If Earth is gone, then we carry Earth in our blood. We are humanity itself." The ship trembled again as external sensors flashed. More fleets had arrived, dozens of alien warships, each from different empires. They did not come united. They came divided, some aiming weapons, others sending messages of peace. One message played across the speakers: translated into human tongue. Humans of the ghost ship, do not resist. Surrender, and you will be treated fairly. The humans laughed bitterly. One soldier spat on the floor. Fairly? By those who already aim guns at us? Another voice came, harsher. Humans, your time has passed. Sleep again, or die forever. The leader looked at his crew, then at the stars beyond. They fear us, that is clear, but they also want us. Some for war, some for chains, none for peace. He stepped into the captain's chair at last, placing his hand on the armrest. The chair recognized him. Lights blooming across the bridge as if saluting a commander returned. All fleets outside. Hear this, he said, his voice carried by ancient speakers across the void. You believe time has ended us. You believe. We are myths, but myths do not speak. Myths do not fight. We are awake. We are human. And we will not vanish again. The alien fleets hesitated. Some ships turned their guns away. Others locked weapons tighter. The galaxy held its breath. Inside, the humans stood taller, their fear replaced by purpose. The awakening was no longer only the sound of pods opening. It was the sound of an old fire burning again, ready to consume the stars. The standoff could not last forever. Alien fleets hovered in silence, their weapons glowing like suns, while the eternal dawn floated with quiet power, its ancient hull shining with reborn energy. Both sides knew the first shot would decide the future. On the bridge of the human ship, the leader studied the displays. His soldiers stood around him, tense but steady. They are waiting, one whispered. They are afraid, the leader's eyes narrowed. No, they are choosing. Fear will push them to strike. Watch closely. The galaxy always shows its true face in moments like this. And he was right. From the alien side, a Vorn collective commander sent a secret signal. His mechanical voice echoed inside his metal-lined warship. Deploy strike units. Do not aim for destruction. Capture. We must take humans alive. Small attack crafts launched from the alien fleet, darting like wasps toward the eternal dawn. But they were not the only ones. From another fleet, Zoroth hunters screamed their war cries. Firing heavy cannons at the same target, the galaxy erupted in chaos. Allies became enemies, enemies became thieves, and every empire wanted to be the first to hold human secrets. The humans inside the ship felt the tremor of impact as shots struck the hull. Sparks rained from the ceiling. They fire at us now. One soldier growled, "Shall we answer?" The leader's voice was calm but cold. We do not fire first, but we will finish what they start. Outside, alien boarding parties sliced into the hull again, forcing entry through broken sections of metal. Clawed hands, scaled bodies, armored machines all stormed the corridors, weapons glowing. One human soldier smirked bitterly as alarms wailed. 20,000 years, and still they try to take what is ours. Then let's remind them. Another answered, gripping an old rifle pulled from the ship's armory. The first clash came in a dark corridor lit only by flashing red lights. A group of Zoroth hunters charged forward, their spears crackling with energy. They roared as they attacked, confident in their numbers. From the shadows, a human voice rang out. Too slow, gunfire exploded. The humans moved with brutal precision, every shot clean, every strike fatal. The Zoroth fell one by one, their war cries turning to screams. On another deck, machine soldiers of the Vorn advanced, their metallic feet pounding the floor. They fired volleys of plasma, forcing the humans to dive for cover. Sparks burst against the walls, heat filling the air. A young human soldier cursed. "They're too many." The leader appeared beside him, calm in the storm. "No, they are. Only many. We are human." He charged forward with shocking speed, tearing a weapon from a fallen enemy and turning it against them. Sparks lit the corridor as the machines collapsed, broken apart by their own fire. The aliens outside listened in horror. As their soldiers screamed through comms before falling silent, one alien admiral shouted, panic clear in his voice, "This is madness. A handful of humans are destroying our best warriors. Pull back now." But greed silenced fear for others. A rival commander snapped back, "No retreat. If they are this strong in small numbers, imagine the power of thousands. Still asleep in that ship. Whoever controls them, controls the galaxy." So the fleets fought each other as much as the humans. Ships exchanged fire, not only against the Eternal Dawn, but against rival empires. Explosions bloomed across space, turning the battlefield into a storm of light and fire. Inside, the humans regrouped after crushing the first waves of intruders. Their bodies were tired, still weak from long sleep, but their spirits burned bright. One soldier laughed bitterly as he reloaded. "Look at them so desperate. They kill each other just to claim us." Another replied, "Good, let them bleed. We need only survive." The leader looked around the ruined corridor, the smoke, the fallen bodies. His voice was quiet but firm. "Survive, yes, but survival is not enough. If we are to live, we must remind them why they feared us. Why they whispered our name as a curse for 20,000 years. Suddenly, the ship itself seemed to answer his words. Deep within its core, long-dead systems activated. A powerful hum filled the halls as lights blazed to life. Ancient codes spread across every display. The ship spoke again, its voice broken, but clear. Human command detected, weapons unlocked. The humans stared as forgotten armories opened, revealing racks of rifles, blades, and armor glowing with old energy. The soldiers reached for them with reverence, gripping the tools of a war that had ended before their time. One soldier whispered, "It remembers us." The leader raised his weapon and nodded. "Then let the galaxy remember too." Moments later, the Eternal Dawn unleashed its fury. Massive cannons roared, beams of destructive light slicing through enemy ships. Boarding tunnels still attached to the hull were severed instantly, sending alien soldiers into the vacuum. Entire fleets scattered. In panic as the ghost ship showed its strength. On one alien flagship, the commander watched his screens in terror. "This is not a relic. This is not a ruin. This is a predator that never died." But the truth was worse. The humans were not only fighting with the ship's machines, they fought with their own hands, their own rage, their own will. And that was something no empire could replicate. At last, the battle faded. Wreckage drifted in the dark. Flames burned where ships once stood. The surviving fleets pulled back, too frightened to continue. None had captured the humans. None had won. On the bridge of the Eternal Dawn, the leader stood in silence, surrounded by his weary but unbroken soldiers. The stars outside were littered with the ruins of alien pride. One soldier whispered, his voice half in awe, half in fear, "Captain, what happens now? Every empire saw this. Every world will know. They will come for us again." The leader's eyes burned with quiet fire. "Let them. They think we are survivors. But they are wrong. We are not survivors. We are the beginning." And as the ship drifted through the wreckage, its ancient weapons still glowing, the galaxy realized a terrible truth. Humanity had returned, and even in small numbers, they could not be broken. The battlefield was quiet now, littered with wreckage from alien fleets that had dared to challenge the ghost ship. Flames drifted in the void like dying stars, and silence pressed against the hull of the Eternal Dawn. But inside, the ship was far from silent. The humans stood in the command deck, breathing heavily, weapons still in hand. They had fought and survived, yet the weight of the galaxy's attention pressed on them like a storm about to break. One soldier muttered, "They will come again, stronger, with bigger fleets." Another spat bitterly, "Let them. We'll cut them down the same way." The leader, however, said nothing. His eyes were locked on a single console in the center of the bridge. It had awakened during the battle, glowing with strange symbols no one understood. Slowly, he walked to it, his voice low. This is not just a ship, it's more. It was built for something greater. The console flickered, then spoke. In a voice older than memory. Message locked. Authorization. Human command required. The soldiers exchanged uneasy looks. What message? One asked. The leader placed his hand on the scanner. The ship hummed, scanning his blood, his very DNA. Then the console shifted, unlocking files buried for 20,000 years. A hologram filled the chamber. A human figure stood there, dressed in armor unlike theirs, his face strong but weary. His voice carried the weight of an entire people. If you are hearing this, the figure said, then humanity has slept too long. Our war is over, but our mission is not. The galaxy will forget us. The galaxy will move on, but humanity must return. And when we do, we must be ready. The soldiers stared silent. The hologram continued. The ship is not lost. It is a beacon, a reminder, a seed of fire waiting to grow again. We left thousands of ships across the stars, each carrying our blood, our memory. When the time is right, they will awaken. Humanity will rise again, not as it was, but stronger, sharper, eternal. Gasps filled the chamber. One soldier whispered, "Thousands? There are more ships like this." The leader's eyes hardened. A fleet, hidden, waiting. The galaxy thought we vanished. They were wrong. The message was not finished. The hologram leaned closer, his eyes sharp even after 20 millennia. Remember this. The galaxy will fear you. They will try to destroy you before you are whole. They always will. Do not let fear chain you. Do not let enemies divide you. You are human, and that means you fight, always. The hologram flickered, then ended, leaving silence in its wake. For a long moment, no one spoke. The truth hung heavy. In the air, humanity was not gone. Humanity had left behind a plan. One soldier broke the silence. "Captain, if this is true, then we are not alone. More of us are out there." Another added, voice trembling with awe. "We could rebuild. We could be what we were before." The leader looked out the viewport, where alien wreckage floated. Like broken bones in space, his voice was cold. "Yes, but now the galaxy knows we live. They will hunt us. Every empire will fight to stop us from rising." Far away, the news of the message spread like wildfire. Alien spies had intercepted the signal, carrying it back to their rulers. The words, "Humanity will rise again," echoed across councils. And THRONES, dot in the Dominion chambers, a lizard-like leader slammed his claws on the table. "Thousands of ships. They have thousands more. If even one awakens, our worlds will burn. We must unite. We must destroy them before it is too late." But on another world, machine voices of the Vorn Collective whispered differently. "No, we must not destroy. We must capture. Control their ships. Bend humanity to our will. Their strength will belong to us." And among the Zoroth hunters, fear spread like a plague. Their warriors muttered prayers, afraid even to speak the word human. Back on the eternal dawn, the humans prepared. Weapons were restored, systems repaired, and more pods hummed, ready to awaken their brothers and sisters. Yet doubt lingered among the soldiers. One whispered, "If there are more ships, should we call them? Should we wake them all now?" The leader's face was grim. "No, not yet. If all awaken now, the galaxy will rise against us at once. We are not ready. We need time. We need allies, even if they do not know they are allies. Fear divides them. That is our weapon," a soldier frowned. "But Captain, if they unite, we cannot win." The leader's gaze was steady. "Then we make sure they never unite. Fear will turn them on each other. Greed will blind them. That has always been the weakness of this galaxy. The ship creaked as it moved through the ruins of battle, its engines stronger now. Glowing like twin suns, one soldier asked quietly, "Where do we go?" The leader looked ahead, his expression unreadable, toward the signal. "If there are more ships, we will find them. Humanity will rise, one spark at a time." As the eternal dawn vanished into the dark, the galaxy stirred in panic. Armies mobilized, councils prepared. But whispers spread faster than fleets. They are not gone. They are waking. They are coming. And somewhere, in forgotten corners of the stars, other human ships began to stir. Lights blinked in long dead hulls. Pods hummed softly, ready to open. The plan, hidden for 20,000 years, had begun. The eternal dawn drifted in silence across the dark sea of stars. Its hull still bore scars from battles past, yet its engines glowed stronger than ever. Inside, the humans were restless. They had awakened, fought, and survived. But now they faced the truth. The galaxy knew they lived, and the galaxy would not forgive them. In the command deck, the soldiers whispered in uneasy tones, "They are coming for us." "Every empire, every fleet," one said, gripping his weapon tightly. Another, "Good. Let them come. We'll show them why they feared us once." The leader stood still at the viewport, his eyes fixed on the endless dark. His voice was steady but sharp. "They are afraid. That fear will drive them, but fear will also divide them. That is our advantage." Before he could speak more, the console flared to life. Strange signals pulsed across the screen, dozens, then hundreds. The crew stared in shock. "What is this?" one asked. The leader leaned closer, his voice a whisper. "They're waking." The signal was clear now. Across forgotten sectors, old human ships were stirring. Engines hummed after millennia of silence. Pods blinked with life. The galaxy trembled as the dead began to rise. One soldier gasped, "It's not just us. There are more, many more." Another pressed the controls, her eyes wide. "I count at least 100 ships awakening already. And more signals keep appearing." The room filled with shock and awe. Humanity was not returning one ship at a time. Entire ghost fleets were coming back. But even as hope swelled in their hearts, dread grew too. Because the galaxy had already seen the signal. And the galaxy was moving far across the stars. Alien councils gathered in the Dominion. The lizard warriors hissed in rage. "They are not one ship. They are thousands. If they rise, our people are finished." In the Vorn collective, machine voices whispered cold logic. "Assimilate them. Take their fleets. Their fire will belong to us." The galaxy was uniting not against each other, but against humanity. On the eternal dawn, a soldier said what? They all feared. If they come together, if they unite, we cannot win. The leader turned sharply, his voice low but cutting like steel. "Then we make sure they do not unite. Fear will split them. Old rivalries will burn again. We will fan the flames until they turn on each other." The ship shuddered suddenly. Warnings blared. A massive alien fleet had arrived, hundreds of warships, blocking the humans' path. Their lights cut through the dark like a wall of fire. "They found us," whispered a soldier. The leader's eyes narrowed. "Prepare weapons. We show them what it means to wake the dead." The alien fleet hailed them. A towering hologram appeared, an alien commander with burning red eyes and a voice full of hate. "Humans, you should have stayed forgotten. This galaxy belongs to us. You will not rise again." The leader stared at him, silent for a moment. Then he answered, calm and cold. "This galaxy was never yours. It never belonged to anyone. And we are not asking for permission to rise." The alien commander sneered. "Then you will be erased." The fleets clashed. Fire filled the void. The eternal dawn roared forward, cutting through ships 10 times its size. Its ancient weapons burned with power no alien ship could match, but the humans were outnumbered. For every enemy they destroyed, 5 more appeared. Explosions shook the hull. Sparks rained across the deck. Soldiers shouted, some in fear, some in fury, "We can't hold." One cried. Another shouted, "There are too many." The leader's voice cut through the chaos. "Hold the line, we are not alone anymore." As if in answer, space tore open around them. One by one, massive shadows emerged, other ghost ships, human-built, their engines burning bright. The soldiers stared, breathless. They came. The others, they came. Hundreds of human ships arrived, joining the fight. Their weapons cut through the alien fleet like fire through paper. The galaxy had thought one ghost ship was dangerous. They had never imagined a fleet. The alien commander's hologram flickered back, his eyes wide with terror. "This is impossible. You cannot be so many." The human leader gave no mercy in his reply. "We warned you. Humanity does not die. Humanity waits. Humanity remembers." The alien fleet broke apart under the assault. Ships scattered, fleeing into the dark. Some were destroyed where they stood. The battlefield was a graveyard of shattered hulls and burning wrecks. When silence finally returned, the humans stood in awe of the fleet around them. Dozens upon dozens of ghost ships, each carrying their own survivors, their own awakened warriors, now filled the stars. One soldier whispered, almost afraid of his own words, This is only the beginning." The leader's gaze swept across the fleet, his voice steady, almost solemn. "Yes, the galaxy thought us extinct. Now they will see us rise. Not as a forgotten race, not as scattered survivors, but as a force without limits." Another soldier asked quietly, "What will we do now?" The leader looked at the wreckage, at the stars, at the vast fleet of his people reborn. His answer was calm, but carried the weight of destiny. "Now, we take back the stars. Humanity is eternal, and the galaxy has had its final warning." The fleet of humanity moved forward, engines burning bright. Across the galaxy, fear spread like fire. Some empires prepared for war, others plotted betrayal. But none could deny the truth anymore. The humans were back, and nothing could stop them.